Mexican League Garage Therapy. Tap into my channel, this where you wanna be. Hit that subscribe button, y'all, yeah, you know it's free. 87 Monte Carlo SS name Ghost. I bet when I punch on the gas, all you see is white smoke. And you know we do it big in Texas, so we gon' 100 spokes like we on the West Coast. Mexican League Garage Therapy. Tap in, y'all come get in with me.
Hey, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Mexican Lee back with another video here in Mexican Lee's Therapy Garage. Later in the day after Thanksgiving, I want to say first and foremost, I hope everybody enjoyed their holiday, their time with their families. If you were solo by yourself, I mean, I hope you had a great time with yourself as well. You know, I got some homeboys that can't be with their families, or just don't have anybody. There's a few people that I know that are out here by themselves. They're not in town with me, or else I would have had them here with me. But they ended up linking up with some friends back home. But you know, they're solo. So I reached out to them, and he's doing well. My other partner's doing well. You know, it's one of them things that you just don't know when you'll be alone. You know, of course, a lot of us want or need somebody to be there with us, and then there's times where you just can't have anybody there with you. So just, you know, sit back, reflect on what you have. You know, we're blessed to have what we have, and where we're at. I know I am. You know, back in 1990, if you would have, you know, if you paid attention to my very first or second video, you know, I told my story about myself back in the day, what happened, the situation I put myself in, tried helping somebody, and it backfired on me. And you know, God left me here to keep pushing. He obviously left me here for a reason. So I don't know what that reason is yet, but obviously I'm doing something okay. So, you know, I'm happy, and I'm thankful for where I'm at today. But just, you know, just do that, man. I mean, it's too much hate in this world today, and a lot of people aren't making it through. You know, a lot of the issues that, you know, people think they have, and they either take themselves out, or somebody messes with them and takes them out, and or even accidents happen, and, you know, they were doing all the steps right, and just they were gone, you know, just like that, in the blink of an eye, man. So just be happy, be thankful, man, for at least being here, you know, one more day. I know I am. So I do this with my cars to keep me motivated, to keep me pushing. You know, a lot of people don't have that outlet, and I just, you know, pray for them people too. You know, if you can, get out there, and if it ain't a car, if it's, you know, your yard, a garden, you know, a piece of wood, anything, man, just, you know, a picture, get some paper and pencil and sketch something, or get you a model car, or anything. Just keep yourself busy, man. Keep your mind busy, keep your thoughts busy. And if they're negative, try to turn that into something positive. I try to do it, you know, as much as I can. You know, not everybody lives a perfect life, and those that say they have a perfect life, okay, you know, I hope you do, and I'm happy for you. But there's a lot of people out here that put that front on, and it ain't, you know, like my homeboy Tulu says, it ain't all cupcakes and rainbows, man. So just live the best life you can, man. Just, you know, try to do right, try to be positive, and put the best foot forward, man. And you know I do. I try to be the best I can. I can't hate on nobody. You know, I got issues that I deal with on a daily basis, just like anybody else. So it's all good. I pray to the man upstairs. I may not be in church every Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but I do believe, and I pray to the man upstairs to keep me alive, keep me in decent health, and I try to do right by, by him, by trying to do good things, and trying to keep my head right, man. And this right here does it. This right here helps me. So anyways, got something going today on Ghost. We're going to pull this other fender off here. Again, like, comment, subscribe, man. Hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. If you could, even if this content isn't, all that to you, maybe you might be able to reach back and remember something that I'm doing here that you might have to do on your car someday. And you might be able to go back to this video. So hit that like button for me, man. Hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Let's get this thing going, man. Enough talking. I try not to be, preaching, stuff like that, but something hit me last night, and I just had to kind of get it out. I had to get it off my chest. Not necessarily off my chest, but I just had to put it out there to get it out of my head. I just feel bad for some people, and there's nothing I can do. I can't change it, but I can pray for them, and that's what I've done. But we're going to go ahead and get this fender off Ghost. What I want to do, the fenders are going to go on probably 2, 3, maybe even 4 times before all this is said and done. Because for one, with the body work that's up here on this top half, I want to be able to try to pull these dents out, either pull them or knock them out with the dolly and a hammer the best I can. So that's why I want to take the fenders off to try to get to that area if possible. And if not, I'll use my stud gun, pull the dents up. There's a few dents up here that are down this way, but at the same time, it's pushing on this body line, this panel, this area out. So that has to come down. I can't just beat that in without pulling this up. So for the people that do know how to do body work, you understand what I'm saying. Those that don't, once you push this down and it stretches, it pushes this out. So even if you fix this dent here, now you're going to have a high spot here. So you have to knock this down. You have to pull this up first and then knock this in, which most of the time when you pull this up, it'll pull that and stretch that back where it needs to be, but you still have to kind of flatten it out to make it right. So we're going to get this fender off. This side already did. I wanted to see, I had already took this whole front clip off of the car. Like I told y'all before, I did put new body bushings, cushions right here in the front. All this stuff I took apart when I originally got the car because I wanted to get that motor running. I didn't know if it ran. I didn't even know if it was any good. But I had the front clip off. That's when I did the motor, got it running. Once I, had it running on an engine stand, I went ahead and took the heater box off, rebuilt the heater box because everything was off, so it was easier to get to. And I had to buy another. This side I had to replace the fender well because mine was all melted and burnt up from when the car caught on fire with the previous owners. So I'll show you on that fender. Oh, yeah, it's on this fender, the one I took off. I'll show you where it got hot and melted some of the paint off of there. And then on the original hood, that's upstairs. So I can't show you that. But in the previous videos, I showed y'all that before. But we're going to get this fender off. I want to say it was about 26 to about 28 bolts total that holds the fender on, and then a couple shims here and there for the fender to line up with the door. I took all the clips off of the fenders because I want to scuff everything and then paint, prime and paint, and then I'll put all the clips back on. But I'm looking online now to see if I can actually buy a whole brand new hardware kit for the whole front end, all new bolts. Hopefully I can find that because that's what I want to do. That's what I have. I've already got a kit that goes for the 77 Monte, so I'm going to try to see if I can find one for this car as well. I do have a new set of hinges I told y'all about before. I'm sure these are rebuildable. I'm sure they just only need pins and bushings. But since I have brand new ones, I'm going to go ahead and put the brand new ones in because they have the new rollers. All that hardware inside there is all brand new. So we'll go ahead and change them out. That's going to be a different video, but I do have new door hinges for both sides. I see this boot. This rubber boot is pretty ate up, pretty rotted. You see a hole here, and then this right here is all chewed out. I'm sure from the rats when they were out, when this thing was out in the field. So I'll look online and see if I can order a couple of those. I am going to order new headlight buckets for this car. And this plate, I told y'all before, this plate's going to come off because I do want to paint it black. So a lot of this stuff is going to get touched up and repainted when everything is put back together. New motor, all that stuff. So there, when I take this fender off, the hinge is going to come with it, but I'm going to take the hinge off once I get this thing off the car. But for now, I don't know if I'm going to leave it like this, but I have my relays right here on this fender. I did that because I want them easily accessible. I want to be able to get to them. I like the clean look and having no wires and stuff all up in this area, but at that point, this ain't a show car. I just want everything to be easily accessible, easy to replace, easy to get to. You know, all that tucking and hiding and all that's beautiful. I used to do it back in the day, but now, like I said, man, I'm just old and I want everything easily accessible, easy to, you know, follow, read. But all this will eventually get wire loomed. So it's not going to just stay like that. And then like how I told y'all before on this right here, I'm kind of still working on it. I haven't really put too much thought into it, but I want to make a tray that kind of comes out and down, you know, box it off nice and pretty, nice, you know, make it nice and clean to hold my fuses on top of that rather than just having them screwed into the fender well. Once I do that, then I'll fix all the holes in the fender wells and paint them. But I'm not on that right now. We're worried about getting this body work done, get it in primer. I'm ready to rock and roll on this thing, man. I did end up taking out the sunroof frame, and it was a job. I did that early yesterday morning. All that butyl that was on here, oh my God, I love it because it keeps everything, I ain't gonna say moisture proof, but it seals it up really, really nice so you don't get water inside there. But man, that stuff was so hard to get off. But yeah, man, he's ready to roll. See, before this whole, when I took that rail off, this piece of sheet metal, because the brace is gone out of there, this thing would just flop like super easy. So now, because I cut the brace that did come out of here, I cut it up in a few places, welded it up in here in the skin, and then onto the car frame. Not the frame, the chassis frame, but on the frame of the roof. And then I glued in with some, oh my God, what is it? Panel bond. I glued in some, I don't know if it's 1/4 inch flat stock, 1 inch flat stock. I glued some of that in all the way around. I made all my holes, and that stiffened it up a lot. So of course you can't sit up here. My fat ass won't be able to sit up here without caving it in, but shit, ain't nobody sitting on my roof. But it definitely tightens it up a lot. So there's no tinning. I just got a lot of body work, a lot of dents. We're gonna get straight, nice and flat though. So that ain't no biggie. But let me cut this camera off. Let me get my tools together. Well, I got a majority of them right here. I got, they're all metric. I got a 10, couple 10s, 13, couple 14s, couple 15s, short and long. I also got a 14 and 15 wrench because sometimes inside the fender, inside the door jamb, you got to get the 2 bolts that hold the fender on to the A-frame or the A-pillar area. That it's sometimes hard to get ratchets or sockets in there, so I always keep my speed wrenches handy for that. So let's cut this camera off and get to work.
Mexican leaf, therapy on wheels, gold teeth glisten, truth it reveals. Cowboy hat tilted, boots in the dirt, sagging all roots where the hustle don't hurt. Turn the wrench, dreams come alive, building top-notch rides, engines thrive.
want to get in trouble. Copyright. All right, man, we're back. So, got the driver's fender off. Now, on mine, like I showed y'all before, I got the relays mounted on the top of the fender. That's so I can get to them. I want them easily accessible. I can hide them. I can, extend the wires. I can do 0 wires underneath my hood. But that, I don't care for that, at this point in time, I don't care for that look right now with this car. So it's going to be pretty much kind of all factory looking with some extra added shit to it. Of course, the high output alternator, the amp wires, I'm saying, the usual. Yeah, a younger guy should be doing it, but yo, I'm going to have me some bumping all my cars. The truck, he's about to get ready to get some music put in him, and we're going to do a couple other changes to him, so stay tuned. I got one more payment to make. I didn't want to touch that truck until I paid it off. So I got one more payment to make, so y'all stay tuned on that. Excuse me. Now back to Ghost. Switch this camera around. So originally my vacuum ball went up here, I believe, on this side. Over there was like a little computer, a couple of little sensors, a MAF sensor and something else, I believe, that was over there. That is gone because there's no more computer in the car controlling the car. That's why I swapped out to HEI. So on this side, this vacuum ball was over here. Now I needed room for my fuses, so I mounted it in here to where really you can't see it. Now if I was to buy them shields, they make sheet metal shields that you can buy, or I can make some, but I'd rather buy them because they're already cut and shaped to exactly where I need them, and all I gotta do is paint them and put them on. So I may do that just to hide this stuff, but that's where I mounted my vacuum ball canister, whatever you want to call it. My air horns, this is the cylinder, the pump. I mounted that to the headlight bracket, so that way it's tucked underneath. You don't really see that. Of course, the air horns were up here. You could see where they were mounted, but unless you looked in that hole, that's where you saw the horns at. So that's it for the front fender. Now this, I'm gonna put a screw in here just to hold this in place. That little shield that goes there, I'm gonna put that back up because I do want to be able to drive Ghost out of here so I can cover it all up in plastic and hit whatever areas I need to with the sandblaster, with the spot blaster. So that's going to be the next thing on the list. So this side, the rubber isn't bad, but like I said, if I can get both of them, we're going to replace both of them. That's for the wiring that goes inside the doors. Now the hinges, they don't look too bad, to tell you the truth. I noticed like a lot of people, when their door hinges get so bad, they don't change the pins in them, and it starts wallowing out the hole right here. Once those bushings are gone, it starts eating up the hole on the bracket, on the hinge. So I said, what the hell? I might as well get brand new ones. And then these rollers go bad, like on the other side. I'll show you. I'll go back over there and show y'all. But these rollers get bad. And once they pop off, you don't have a way to hold your door open anymore. You have to get a whole new pin. And they make pins that you can just grind this down flat, knock that pin out, put a new one in, and you have a new roller. But I'm not going to go through all that after the car is already painted. So that's why I went ahead and bought brand new hinges. That way I don't have to worry about that shit. But yeah, man, it's off. So all of this right here, as you can see inside the car, how all that seam sealer was just breaking off. All that's going to get scraped off with the blade, and we're going to reseal all that. All that's going to be redone. All this right here too. All this seam sealer, because look how bad and cracked it is. I don't care how many coats of paint you put on there, that shit's going to go right through, and you're going to start getting moisture in there. So if you're down this far, why not just scrape that out of there, put some new seam sealer in it, let it dry, boom, paint it. You're ready to rock and roll. So real quick, well, let me show you this real fast, since we're already going over here. See, that's that pin I was telling you about, the roller. I don't know if y'all can see it all that great. Let me get a light. But see that roller right there? See how it's already pushed out? It's already almost ready to fall off of there. So I could either replace just that, order a kit just to replace that, or just replace the whole hinge. Because they make door pins and bushings. I could have just done that too, but Shit, it was cheap enough getting brand new hinges. Might as well do that. What else was I going to show y'all real quick? Oh, as far as the bumper, I mean the fender goes, now this is my car. I want to say it was like 26 to 28 bolts, but you got a couple up front right here that holds this bracket in. Then your core support, you got one underneath your battery tray on top, and then one at the bottom of the battery tray. Then of course your couple up here on your core support. You got one that was the last one I forgot, but there's one right here inside your core support where that hole's at. There's a bolt there that goes into the fender. Then of course, if you're leaving your wheel housings in, then all you have to do is just undo the 10mm bolts. What is it, 4 or 5? That's on the outer edge of your fender, right here on the outer edge of the well. And then the ones on the inside, they're the heads on them were 13mm bolts. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 on my car with the fender washers, the big washers. So you pull those out. Then you got this one here. It goes in this way, right under your hinge, your hood hinge. And then your main top one. Sometimes you have shims in them. Sometimes you don't. Depending on how your fenders fit, you may need to shim it. And then you have one way down here, which mine was, when I took this front end apart originally, mine was rusted out in the clip that goes in there. Both of them are rusted out so bad I just cut them off. So I have to replace that. I'll get a new one. That's why I want to buy a whole hardware kit. I don't want to replace just one or two. I want all brand new ones. Then you have one underneath your hinge right here. I don't want to open the door, but there's one down there where that hole's at. Then you have one up here. A lot of times you have a hinge or some shims in here too. So on mine, I had one at the very bottom, and I'm sure that's going to change once I put all new stuff on. So, but for the most part, man, that's it. The front fender's off. So now what I'm gonna do, I'll get all the bolts together, all the hardware together, and I'll tape it up and I'll separate it. I'll label it and separate it. And that's what I did with all my bolts in here. This is for the right fender. So a few of them that already had the spacers, oh my gosh, what did I call them just a few seconds ago? Anyways, the spacers that go in between them, I tape those with that specific bolt, and that'll tell me which way the bolt goes, either on the top hole, bottom hole, under the hood, or whatever. So for the majority, I labeled them, put them together with tape. I already kind of know where the majority of them go, but that's why I did that. That way, when I put this thing back together, normally, if it was just another car that I was quick painting my shit, I would just hurry up and throw all the bolts for the front fender, boom, on this side on the floor, that fender, that side on the floor, and so on. I just leave all the hardware in the car, tape it all up, do my body work, paint it, and I'm ready to roll. But we ain't doing ghosts like that. So once I cut this camera off, I'll go ahead and get all that done, picked up, labeled, put away. Then I'll go ahead and hook the battery back up, tape up whatever wires I need to tape. All this side is pretty much already unhooked, but I'm gonna need to hook my fans back up. I need to get my fans back, you know, give them some power. That way I don't overheat my motor. But for the music, that shit's staying undone. So that's why I left this battery tray here. I'm gonna bolt that back down, put my other battery back in, and then hook up my fans. I could probably use some jumper wires and run that shit to the other battery, but man, I ain't going through all that. We're just gonna make it simple. Put the other battery back in, we're good to go. So the front clip is done. That's off. All this stuff is getting ready to get bubble wrapped, put away, and then we'll start, honestly, getting down to this body work. Got a little bit on this fender. I'm almost kind of, I don't know, man. I don't want to say I hate aftermarket parts, but I'm kind of almost wanting to get some new fenders for this thing. Kind of necessarily to cheat, just so I can be a lot quicker, because the cold's coming fast. But I can make these super straight, but man, I just don't know if I want to. I want to hurry up, man. I want to get Ghost on the road. Y'all leave in the comments section. Let me know what you think, man. Should I get new fenders for Ghost? Aftermarket? Figure them out, deal with them? Or just work these and put them back on? Y'all let me know in the comments section, man. But that's it. That's it for Ghost. All right. Like, comment, subscribe. Everybody be safe out there. Enjoy your weekend. Have beautiful. Man, the weather's crappy, but at the same time, it's beautiful because I get a chance to spend time with my family. So before that, the hustle comes again for the holiday, for Christmas coming up, and back to work we go. So everybody be safe out there, man. Mexican Lee's Therapy Garage. We're out.
Garage Therapy. Tap into my channel, that's where you wanna be. 87 Monte Carlo, West Has name Ghost. I bet when I punch the gas, all you see is white smoke. And you know we do it big Texas, so we going 100 spokes like we on West Coast. Mexican Lee's Garage Therapy, come get with me. Come get with me.